November 5th, 2007, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare is released to the world, marking the first major title to step forward from the World War II saga first-person shooters have been stuck in for some time. The game was a huge success and is what pushed Call of Duty to the position it is in today. Before, it was in type competition with other World War II shooters at the time, such as Medal of Honor. Then 2 years later, Modern Warfare 2 would release and have one of the largest multiplayer followings of its time, addicting gamers like you and I to Call of Duty's modern approach to first-person shooting, rather than just another World War shooter. Call of Duty would find other hits such as the Black Ops series, with Nazi zombies being one of the strongest features, bringing many returning players with each release. However, this constant release of Black Ops 1, then 2, then 3, then 4 would start to bore gamers, and the approach games like Infinite Warfare would take, with futuristic options and gameplay features such as wall running, on top of many other complaints veterans in the series weren't getting any fixes or answers to. Call of Duty would start to see a sharp decline in active and returning players. With the announcement and trailer for Modern Warfare, many people, myself included, were skeptical for the release for the reasons I mentioned before, and with the knowledge of how so many AAA games are panning out recently with unfinished, buggy messes of a game that they patch throughout its existence and overfill with microtransactions. However, it's clear now after playing the beta that Call of Duty, at least so far, is trying to go against not only the status quo of recent AAA games, but its own, branching out from what we expect in a Call of Duty game while also going back to its roots for veteran players. Starting with its presentation. The graphics, if playing on console, are what you would expect from any modern FPS or Call of Duty series game. However, if you get this game on PC and you have the hardware to run it, this game can get seriously beautiful. It's definitely the best looking Call of Duty game to date, which, albeit you would expect and hope from a recent release, but this game really did go the extra mile for those who can support it. Graphically, the best has been the animations, reloading your gun, firing your gun, the regular sprint and the new double or super sprint all look fantastic and have strength behind them with a lot of oomph. The doors swing wide open violently when you sprint into them, or they gently and slowly peek open with your weapon as you push through them. Reloading while aiming down your sights just feels right, and you feel so much more in the action. The ragdolls when you're killed or when you kill someone are fantastic also. Gone are the days of Power Ranger flopping around and clipping into walls, but the absolute most fantastic part of this game's presentation is its audio. Like, look, just listen for a few seconds.
Enemy precision airstrike, take cover! Throwing a stun! Grenade out!
Where to?
It's just amazing. It's full of so much bass, so much boom. If you have a subwoofer or a good pair of headphones, this game just sounds incredible, and it was such a pleasant surprise from a Call of Duty game. Personally, I've never found their audio to be a strong point, besides the, maybe the memed hitmarker sounds from Modern Warfare 2, but this game just absolutely nails it. However, on the note of audio, it's not all positive. The in-game voice chat sounds like complete garbage. A Skype call with poor connection. Using Xbox 360 default mics. You get the idea. It's just not good. Everyone sounds like they're talking to each other through a walkie-talkie. And honestly, when I first made that analogy, I thought to myself, maybe they're doing that on purpose. Maybe they're trying to emulate communication on the battlefield. If that's true though, it's a terrible idea. I'm hoping the poor voice chat will be resolved by release, because cross-platform needing to communicate in-game without a third-party software such as Discord is extremely hindered by this. But enough of that. The most important part of any game is, the gameplay. And starting with the most important part of Call of Duty's gameplay, the guns. The guns in this game seem balanced, and I use balance loosely in the way that everything has such a fast time to kill that you can reasonably make any gun work. The extremely fast time to kill has also eliminated the old Call of Duty, like I like to call wiggle dance, and really reduced the effectiveness of old techniques such as drop shotting. Also though, aggressive play suffers from this, with campers having an advantage in this game. Ground War seems to be different, but power positions and campers are definitely taking away from the strength of run and gun playstyle. So far in the beta, at least so far, the M4 and the MP5 have been clear favorites among players, but it's unclear if it's because they are truly that much better than the other weapon availability options, or if people have a preference of certain familiar guns. You have to keep in mind that also the beta was limited with how many weapons you could use. We could not use every single weapon that the full release game is going to have. Also, with this argument though of people using weapons they're familiar with, I guess it's not entirely true, because we probably would have seen more AK-47, but the weapon has such a large kick that people really seem put off by it. However, like usual, Call of Duty the ARs and the submachine guns seem to be much stronger than the LMGs and the rifles due to their mobility or their close range or their mid-range effectiveness. And those quick scopers and trick shotters, people like I used to be aware that it's hard. Really hard. Possible? Of course. In fact, people like Shroud are showing us insane clips are quite obtainable. In fact, almost every other game, if you have the skill. But keep in mind that Shroud is a pro player, so he is an outlier. However, a relatively unknown player I came across on Twitter named Rigna already in beta hit this insane trick shot. Albeit, it's set up, it's clear the guy was standing still for them, but it's still showing us the potential this game has for trick shotting. The beta has also showed us sneak peeks for new game modes such as Ground War. I hear you right now. Yes, Ground War isn't a new game mode, but with the changes they've made to it, it definitely plays like a brand new game mode, or even a separate game in itself. The game mode clearly rivals Battlefield with the amount of similarities. Vehicle and vehicle spawn points, the squad spawn system not being able to spawn on a squad mate when he's in combat, the flag and the flag spawning system, choosing which flag you have friendly control, being able to spawn on them if they are not being contested. The list goes on. It plays a lot like Battlefield 4, and so far I'm absolutely loving it. It lacks a true good flying vehicle, at least in the beta, with only the Little Bird being more of a recon vehicle and a reposition option. But with only one Ground War map shown in the beta, who knows what the full release in October has in store for us for this new and promising game mode. Also, speaking of new and promising things, I explored the cross-platform being a PC player with some of my PlayStation 4 friends, and the experience honestly wasn't great. One friend wasn't able to unmute us in the pre-game lobby, so we couldn't talk when we were searching for games, and being forced to use that awful in-game voice I touched on earlier just isn't the best. However, the mouse and keyboard advantage versus controller players is much less dramatic than I thought it would be. At first I thought controller players don't have a chance. I'm going to get on this game on my PC and I'm not going to die any game. I'm going to get chopper gunners and nukes every other game, and maybe I'm not as good as I thought I once was. Maybe I'm just a little egocentric, but really the mouse and keyboard advantage versus controller players just is not as dramatic as I thought it would be, and I was seeing plenty of controller players having success in my PC lobbies. So far, since of course it's in beta, there has been no microtransactions. I know, microtransactions. However, I personally fear for the future. Past Call of Duty's history has been to very slowly, creepily implement microtransactions. None at release, maybe some skins. Everything is purely cosmetic. Slowly the loot boxes come out. Then there are the DLC weapons. Then there are the overpowered DLC weapons. And just the works. I fear this game might take a similar approach and wait for reviews such as this one to come out and then slowly start adding the microtransactions once everyone's opinion on the game has been made. Like I mentioned at the start though, this game seems to be taking a different approach other than other AAA titles and its own past titles, so there is room for hope. So all in all, is the game fun? Should you buy it? Yes. Yes and no. Yes and cautiously. This game is fun, while it can be frustrating at times dealing with the campers, or dying quickly when you impatiently spawn in Ground War on your squad mate or on a flag that's being overloaded. The overall gameplay plays very quickly like other Call of Duties, and it's an easy way to just jump in and lose track of a few hours easily. I say buy it cautiously because this is only my experience with the beta. We don't know what the full release has in store for us, or what they might do to the game. They might add microtransactions, or what they might do with certain game modes being implemented in the future, such as Ground War. Who knows what vehicles or approaches they'll take with it. But if this game ever... if this game ever went on sale, I wouldn't hesitate for a second. I would buy this game in a heartbeat instantly. Would I buy this game right now? Personally, I did. I pre-ordered this game. I don't plan on refunding it. I plan on sticking it through, and I'm getting this game on release. I'm extremely excited. But there are plenty of you out there who have either not been able to play the beta or are watching videos like this for a second opinion. And I tell you, cautiously buy this game, knowing the risks involved. Buying a Call of Duty series and their history with microtransactions and their history with implementing bug fixes and such. So you have to keep that in mind. But overall, yes, I would buy this game. I would strongly recommend this game if you are willing to take that risk. But what do you guys think? Is this new Call of Duty a step in the right direction? Are you frustrated and fed up with the beta gameplay and don't see yourself buying the full release? Make sure to drop a comment with what you think and drop a like or subscribe if what you saw here. This is one of my second videos on YouTube coming back. It means a ton to me seeing the support I've had so far. You guys are absolutely fantastic, leaving positive comments and following me on Twitter, joining my Discord server, all that stuff. It's been absolutely fantastic. I look forward to getting more into this, releasing more videos, so please let me know what you would like to see in the future when we get this full release of Call of Duty, and what videos we could do in the meantime, what we could discuss going forward while we wait for this full release. So this has been Jetpack signing off. Peace.